Hey, I'm Hannah from Shoestring Science, and this is 60 Second STEM, where we take a mess of materials and try to complete a STEM investigation in 60 seconds or less. I have, here hidden in this bag, all of my materials. So I guess I will pull them out, take a look at what we've got, and figure out where to go from there. Are you ready? So in my materials bag, I have some oil, some green corn syrup, a container of red water, an empty glass, and a measuring tool. And with all of these materials, I know that I can do an amazing investigation of density. So density has to do a lot with how much stuff is packed into an object. If you imagine two things that are the same size, like a baseball and a styrofoam ball, even though they're about the same size, one of them is an awful lot heavier. And that's because there's more stuff packed into it. A baseball is heavier because it's denser. There's more stuff in it. And these liquids will all have different densities. If we measure the same amount, the same volume of these liquids, their densities will still be different. Some of them will have more stuff packed into them, which means if we pour them into this glass, they should do some very cool things. Are you ready to find out? All right, so we've gotten our camera angle adjusted, and I'm gonna stick 60 seconds on the clock and 60 seconds on my clock. And are you ready? Okay, go. All right, so I know that this cup will fit probably about a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups. So I'm gonna only measure about half a cup of each of these liquids. And I think that I am going to start with our oil. So I'm gonna measure half a cup of oil. Oh gosh, measuring in time constraints is really hard. All right, I got half a cup of oil in. I am gonna go for our water next. So I'm going to measure half a cup of water. Oh gosh, the time is just ticking down. There's half a cup of water. I'm gonna pour it in. And already you can see that we're seeing an effect with the density because that water isn't sitting on top of the oil, it's just going down. So I wonder what'll happen when I add our corn syrup. Now corn syrup is super, super thick. So I would imagine it's a little denser. Come on now. All right, so I'm gonna pour it in, and if it is more dense than the water and the oil, it'll go straight to the bottom. All right, went maybe a little over a minute. Turns out pouring and measuring liquids in a tight time frame is, well, tricky. But we did get what we were after. We have what some people call a density column. Our liquids settled in different places based on how dense they are. Corn syrup is really sugary. It's got a lot of stuff in it, so it's very dense. So even though we poured it last, it's at the very bottom. And oil, though we poured it first, is less dense than water, so it's up at the top. Of course, other liquids might also work with this experiment. You could even try it with juices that you drink. Though, when trying to predict where they'll be, remember, density is all about how much stuff something has in it. So a juice with a lot of sugar in it would probably be pretty dense. If you'd like to see a full write-up of this activity, you can check out the link below. Otherwise, I'm Hannah from Shoestring Science, and if you have an idea for a mess of materials that we could explore in 60 seconds or less, stick it in the links below. Until next time.